That movie has absolutely nothing to do with my presentation, but when I saw the list of speakers and I knew I was going last, I was like, God, there's some really good people going before me, and I thought that would maybe do an adequate job of getting your attention. So, when I was invited to come, I was thinking about what I should talk about today, and I considered sort of getting into the nuance of design when it comes to movies and what I think of that and all these these little ideas. And I took a step back and I was like, if I were a student here, this fantastic school, and I was the age of most of the people out there that are not parents, what could I hear that would affect me? What would I want to hear? And I don't know that I ever really grew up past the age of 15, so it's not hard for me to empathize with teenagers. I just got to 15 and just stopped. So what I want to talk to you guys about today is opportunity and obligation. And I thought, when I look back at sort of the trajectory of my career and on a larger scale my life, I see sort of every time there was a pivot point. Now, in retrospect, it's easy to look back and see where the opportunity was. And when I scratch the surface a little bit further, look a little bit deeper at what that opportunity manifested as, in the moment, the opportunity was never really clear. And I think that in itself is what opportunity is. Okay, so let's play with that a little bit. Okay, so the first time in my life when I really saw something, and this might be a little weird, so bear with me. When I look back, the first thing that I saw is a big opportunity. This is I'm playing with fire telling this to teenagers, but please. Was when I was 15 years old and I got my girlfriend pregnant. And I remember having that talk with my parents. That's a really hard talk to have, and I hope you guys never, I'm talking to the parents and kids, I hope you guys never have to have that talk. And I remember being so excited about that because I was I was just bad. And I didn't do well in school, I never did well in sports, I never felt like I sort of found myself. And when I found out that I was going to be a parent at the ripe age of 16, I saw this tremendous opportunity that finally, here's a way for my life to have purpose. That was a big opportunity for me. Which, by the way, my kid's here somewhere. He turned out pretty much okay. He's pretty. There he is. He's over. No, Owen. He's pretty respectful. He's fine. Okay, another opportunity. So I moved to New York City when I was 20 years old, and I had no. You know what? I'll even go a little bit further back than that. So right after Owen was born, I was really, really poor. I remember getting a job in a restaurant. I was a dishwasher at a really nasty, touristy seafood restaurant. And that might be one of the worst jobs ever. You have to scrub out chowder pots, which is chowder, which is disgusting when it's hot and delicious. So cold, nasty chowder. You'd have to dig so deep that I remember the edge of the chowder pot would touch my body. That's disgusting. But I remember vividly being a dishwasher and being this is great. I'm the greatest dishwasher that ever lived. And that to me was this huge opportunity. And to this day, I think I'm a fantastic dishwasher. And before I left that job to move to New York City, I moved up all the way to a fry cook. I was such a good fry cook. And I saw that job that was my job. And I owned that opportunity. So I moved to New York City, and New York City is a really rough, terrible place when you're starting out. It's a gnarly place to live. And I had no money, and I was a bike messenger, which is sounds really glamorous and cool. It's neither of those two things. It's just this much better than panhandling. And I heard about this really famous artist who's a super cool guy, and he made all this cool sculpture out of those wooden police line do not cross barricades. And I heard a rumor that he was offering a $10 bounty per barricade. And I was great. And so that night, 20-year-old Casey borrowed a hand truck, And I like went around the streets of New York City with like a little vest on, and would just like disassemble police line and put them in my hand truck, and then like keep going. And like at one point in time, like the police stopped me and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm bringing these to a guy in Chinatown." Totally honest answer. Exactly what I was doing. And they're like, "By yourself?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I got it." And they're like, "All right, good luck." And I was like, "Thank you, officer." But in any event, like I showed up at that artist's studio the next day, and like go smashing in with us, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I heard that you give me $10 each for these." And he looked at him and he was like, "You got all these here yourself?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You want a job?" I was like, "Yeah, I do." And looking back, like that was a big opportunity. And then, a few months later, working for him, I was like, I got paid